Hello mathematicians, puzzlers, and other curious people. In this video, we are going to take a look at doing a road trip budget using dimensional analysis. And by the way, dimensional analysis is a great strategy. If you've ever found unit conversions tricky because there's so many things to memorize, do you multiply, do you divide, what number do you use? Are there 2 turtle doves per partridge in a pear tree? What? No! Hell! Okay, if that's tricky, you'll love dimensional analysis because it just sets the whole thing up for you. Here are the key facts from this particular family's road trip. Their trip is to visit their cousins who live 875 miles away. Their car gets 23 miles per gallon, and the average price of gas in their region is $2.84 per gallon. So what we need to do is find out how much money they need to save up. So first of all, that 875 miles is only for one side of the trip. They have to drive there and drive back. Here's how we can set that up. That one trip is going to be 2 ways, because that's just how a round trip is. Each one way of the trip will be 875 miles. We'd like our answer to eventually be in dollars for the trip. I see the trip is coming out in the numerator. That's fine. I want dollars to end up in the denominator. I see that I can cancel some of my units already. So I need to put in some new conversion factors. And each of these conversion factor fractions is going to have an equal numerator and denominator based on one of these rates. For example, gas is $2.84 per gallon. That would give me one of my units that I want. That introduces a unit that I don't want of gallons. So now I need to look at a way to get rid of that gallons unit. And I see that I've got this rate that the car gets of 23 miles per gallon. So per gallon, the car will go 23 miles. That gives me something I can work with. Now I can eliminate the gallons. So just like pre-simplifying in fraction multiplication, if you have the same number in the numerator and denominator as a factor, you can cross that out. Likewise, if you have the same unit in a numerator and in a denominator of a dimensional analysis. I still see that I have a miles unit. Oh wait, okay, I'm there. So now I see 1 times 1 times 1 times 23. So in 23 trips, the gas would cost, and this looks like an excellent calculator problem, 2 times 875 times 2.84 times 1, $4,970. Okay, so if they're going to make this trip 23 times, they'll need $4,970. But if they're not going to make that trip 23 times, if they're going to make the trip once, they can just divide out the unneeded 23 from both parts of the fraction. Again, this is just simplifying a fraction. We're taking out a factor of 23. So we know 23 divided by 23 would be 1. Then we need 4,970 divided by 23. And I get, and it rounds off for me, that's fine, $216.09. Now, of course, we used some rounded off values like miles per gallon. So I would say maybe it would be a good idea if they saved $220. But on the other hand, if they just saved $216 and this turns out to be exact, they can look under the floor mats for the other 9 cents. And in any case, this gives them an idea of how much they need so that they can use that in setting up their budgets for their vacation. Calculator!